You're listening to the Spandex Power Armour podcast. You're a man, aren't you? Aren't you?
Hello and welcome back to yet another episode of the Spandex Power Armour podcast. I'm Rex and with me is Kamen Ranger. How are you diddly doing?
It never ends, it never ends,
It never ends. It never ends. We're going to be doing this forever. The topic of our episode this time, it's a change from the usual news and tangents because we're focusing on one actual subject.
Ooh, imagine that.
We're all on ritalin, we're on Adderall. We are just focused on this.
We're on our meds.
Yes, and what exactly are we focusing on now?
Space Avengers.
Yay! Sort of.
It's Space Squad. It's good, yeah.
It's
Space
good.
Squad, what was it? The full title was like Space Squad, Space Sheriff Gavan versus Tokusou Sentai Dekaranger. It's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it?
I think there's like another essay in terms of title there. Shock! Space Squad, Tokusou Sentai Dekaranger versus Space Sheriff Gavan.
Oh man, the Japanese don't understand the benefits of a succinct title, do they?
Or the concept of versus.
Yeah, they really don't know. I mean, because they don't actually ever fight each other in an actual sense. I mean, they have a bit of a disagreement, but
I mean,
they don't
would have worked.
They did have in the second Superhero Wars movie. It was Superhero Wars featuring metal heroes or something like that.
See, I'd prefer it if the West did something with verses, like in music label, it's always someone feat Kanye. What if it was like Shakira versus Kanye, and the audio is just them squabbling in the studio?
Shakira versus Kanye. Blimey, I mean, she's gonna get wrecked.
It'd be like Attack on Titan. You've got a little angry man climbing you. Oh, tangent along. Wow. Anyway, we didn't even get past the intro.
Blimey, right, we're not on top form this week.
So anyway, before we cut into the meat of the matter with our own laser blade, we'd like to remind you this is sponsored by TokuToyStore.com. Buy Toku Toys. Do it, now. Consume.
They're the only things that'll make you feel whole inside.
Come on, they've got X8 stuff. You want your fancy new belts? Do it. They've got a bunch of pre-loved merchandise as well. I think they're still drowning in Ranger keys as well. There's just one
Most
closet
likely.
they move like a liquid.
So they're like coat hangers. They just breed. You never know how. You never know how you get so many. They're just always there.
And everyone nicks them from hotels.
Yeah,
that's why the Ranger keys in hotels have to be like nailed to the shelf. I think that's how they did it in Super Megaforce to keep them from falling off.
I got to keep that on the shelf somehow. Maybe I should do that.
What? Just go nuts with a nail gun?
Yeah, pretty much.
Might affect the resale value, but I know you're just gonna hoard them like some sort of dragon.
Who sells this stuff? I'm gonna be buried with it like some kind of ancient pharaoh.
See, what you should do is, instead of saying Toku Toy Store, it's sponsored by me. I have all the toys. Mine.
I'm not Laugh Fleas, I'm not the Orange Lantern.
Your last words will be bury me with my Sentai stuff. Okay, so in this first part of our Space Quad discussion, as we've just watched it a few minutes ago, we're going to talk about the plot. For the plot that there is.
Oh, come on, it's not that bad. It's not like the Superhero Wars movies. There is an actual plot in this. It's a cop show thing. It's basically just a cop movie,
Damn it, Gavan. You're
really
a loose
is.
cannon, but you get results.
Damn it, Gavan. City Hall's up my ass about this. I'm gonna have to have your badge over this.
Okay, and so for the opening scene, it's got Gavan out of costume, along with a woman who can transform into hummingbirds. Cannot remember her name.
Shelley.
Very odd. Why do they always give alien women Western names? It's because the white man is the only true alien. He eats with a fork? What is this? But anyway, there is a fight with what appear to be men in flashy paisley suits wearing masks.
They're at the time mafia in basically any Japanese film ever.
Yeah, pretty much. And then transforms. Pretty cool. Shelley gets shot and disappears. And
he gets wrecked.
Gets absolutely wrecked. Oh yeah, then there was the scene of blood going through a stone like in that scene from Blade.
Yeah.
It's a bit morbid for a kids thing.
It's certainly your daddy's Gavan. Literally, this is a new Gavan. Came out in 2010 or something.
Oh yeah, he premiered in, I think it was a Go Busters special.
Yeah, they did like a Go Busters thing to tie in, and then after that they did like a... Was it? No, it was before that they did a Go Kaija thing.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And so yeah, Gavan's a legacy hero.
Seems that way. I like it. I mean, like he's a police officer, you may as well... probably reuse equipment in the police somehow,
Yeah, and then Gavan goes to the office of his higher-ups, and it's the usual, Gavan, you're a loose cannon.
But damn it, you get results.
And then it's like, oh, look, all these unsolved crimes, you're not doing a thing, while some members of the Sentai are actually being useful and tracking things down.
We got vampires, apparently.
Yeah, there's a bunch of vampires attacking people. It's just close-ups on withered corpses, and it's really morbid. You see the bite marks. As in, I'm not
cool.
used to all that stuff in Toku still. I was raised on the Western side.
But dude, you watched Jetman.
Well, yeah, but
I mean, you've seen crystals bursting out of a man's face.
And that was morbid to me. Hell, in Car Ranger, they showed people drinking the life out of a child, and it showed the desiccated husk.
You mean you're not into Pizzagate, then?
Although I'm not really familiar with either Dekaranger or Gavan, so I'm not quite an authority on this. So the boss lady's chewing him out, and can't really recall. It's just something that's like, you're this sort of person, you're not really getting results. And then she sticks on a nappy commercial for some reason.
She's feeling a bit broody, she's getting to that point in a woman's life where, you have to choose between career, family, don't want a kid, take a couple of years off maternity leave and that. She's, just give her some slack, okay? She's going through a bit of a rut,
And so parallel, they've got a scene with Deca Break fighting some vampire-looking dude. It's a bit racist, just because he's got big fangs doesn't mean that he drinks blood and does all those things. Massive spacists, these Dekarangers.
Right, complete abuse of authority there. Police brutality at its worst.
Institutionalized spacism.
I mean, man.
Yeah, and so that fight happens. In the meantime, there's that big wedding between Pink and Green.
Oh yeah, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, and Doggy Kruger's there, walking him in. And we also had a few shots of Swan.
Just kind of watching her on some kind of webcam she's set up.
She got old.
Yeah, man. Deca Swan got old.
Yeah, okay, so the actress, though, so in 2004 she looked fairly young.
Yeah, she was cute.
Yeah, and then we're fine with older looking actors, but damn.
Rex likes him some cougars.
Oh yeah, Cougar's the best rider. It's not the sort of aging that the Japanese go through where they don't visibly age. It's more just like traditional aging, which is quite rare to see on Japanese TV movies and stuff. I mean, crow's feet more like swan's feet. Swan more like turkey.
Ooh. See, yeah, the issue isn't that that we've got an older woman in a position of authority. It's the fact that she looks her age.
Yeah, that's rare. A Japanese woman finally looks her age.
Yeah, I mean, with Japanese women, you after the 20s, they kind of have this dignified kind of you got age but still beauty, that kind of thing going on. And then at some point between 150 and 200, they kind of turn into these wizened little prunes of women that have these, pearls of wisdom that they dispense, and then they hit you with their walking sticks. That's how the Japanese work, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Ultraman Jeed's actor was secretly in his 50s. You can never tell.
I mean, after that, Gavan does that whole, burst into the wedding thing, like, no, she belongs with me, kind of thing, except
he just nicks...
He wants Jasmine instead.
Yeah, he just nicks Yellow because she's...
He likes married women.
I was thinking more like some sort of psyker. Is that... Well, Esper, that's the term.
I mean, there's that as well, but I mean, it's also because she's Jasmine. Waifu for life, though.
Hey, you know what would have made the last Star Trek TNG film, I think it was Nemesis, even better?
I mean, it would make it actually good.
Make it decent.
Go on.
If at Deanna Troy's wedding, Gavan burst in and had her use as a psionic for something, just anything that detracts from that whole plot.
So you just want it to be a completely different movie?
Yeah.
We all do.
Actually, that would work in the original series. He just goes in, nicks Spock to solve crimes together.
I'd be down to clown.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
But yeah, no, he drags Jasmine out, then all the other Dekarangers follow, and Umako's the only one who doesn't actually get dressed in her uniform. She's out just drags him to the crime scene, and she just has her fondle the ground a bit just to work out what happened.
She was shot. I know that, Einstein. The guy turned his hand into a gun. Oh.
Yeah, he had big, thick, meaty muscles.
Yeah, there's a bit of an odd point. He's muscular. Well, yeah, a lot of bad guys are muscular. You're not going to get shot by a dude with like a Zimmer frame. You might, though. It's just like a bait and switch.
Damn punks.
She was sick.
Back in my day.
Sick of the kids these days.
So then they kind of work out who it is from that very vague description. I mean, come on. I mean, they could have been asking for like roided up Mega Man or something like that.
Yeah, but they found him, and it's some random green bloke who, actually, his method of doing it is really cool. He just jams a magazine into his arm and then makes a pistol, and it sort of
it's like
reshapes the flesh.
Yeah, it's like it does like the whole kind of finger gun thing, but like puts the magazine between like his bottom two fingers. It's great. I love it.
It's some Tyranid looking merged biotechnological stuff. It's beautiful. And so then there's some boring chase sequence involving a large spaceship chasing a van, which wouldn't that not freak everyone out?
Well, this is this is like a crossover world where like the Dekarangers have like a permanent base on Earth, that kind of thing. They're used to aliens.
No, it's not aliens. happens. It's just the fact that a giant battleship, not even in orbit, it's just hovering above buildings, moving really quickly, chasing a van. Maybe that's overkill.
Yeah, they live in a world where they have a giant robot head as a police headquarters. They live in the same city as the Dekarangers. They're used to this kind of thing, you know?
The people of Japan are used to a lot, aren't they? Got chased by a battlecruiser the other day.
Same old, same old.
Same old, yeah. And then there's another fight scene with a scantily clad woman.
Oh boy.
Then it becomes mature toku.
Yeah, because you actually see a bit of blood, I think.
Oh yeah, there is quite a bit of blood in that movie.
But, you know, they have a bit of a chick fight after the male rangers slapped about a bit.
Don't really know why they have to include that in everything. It's like, why? Why do they need so much battle cleavage?
Well, it's like Power Girl, you know, it's to distract, from actually concentrating. Like Batman's yellow
Is that what
chest
Power Girl's window's for?
Well, it's twofold. Because she's Supergirl from a parallel universe. So when she came over as a permanent fixture in the mainstream DC universe, she's all like, I don't want to be tied to anyone. None of this. I'm going to have not a logo in my chest. I don't want to be tied to you, Superman. And in fact, I'm going to go the extra mile. I'm not going to have anything there. I'm just going to have my boobs out. And that was it. And then later on, they said also, oh no, when she's fighting people, they're always looking at her tits. So like, it's fine. It's practical. It's like Batman's logo, like the yellow thing around that. That's so people kind of subconsciously aim at his chest rather than the big gaping hole in his face.
Great big target on your chest.
Yeah.
That's a really, really crap justification as well.
It's
like boobies.
It's totally for an actual valid reason. It's not just because they wanted to draw boobs.
Still, at least they're not backpedaling and being weird like Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, actually, I can't remember what happened after the booby fight scene. It was just them being taunted.
Yeah, I think the boobs just kind of replace everything in my mind now. I just kind of, yeah.
Yeah, boobs. Boobs are great.
Yeah.
You're listening to the Spandex Booby podcast.
See boobies.
Yeah, still need to make see boobies. Okay. Oh, yeah, now I remember, because gun dude shot a few slugs, literally slugs that turned into little fanged slugs
like little leech
there,
things.
and they then found that that's what's making the injuries, because they suck blood.
Before that, Ban turns up and like drifts in with his massive car, like the size of a building.
No. Now I remember.
Yeah.
We skipped out on one massive plot element.
Yeah, that thing was important and set the tone for the rest of the movie.
Oh, yeah. Crap, what was the name of the bad guy?
Mad Gallant.
Mad Gallant, that's it.
That's a badass name.
Yes. Oh, yeah, and he was in the intro fight, and so Gavan faces him again, and does he break his sword that time?
Yeah, like he pushes him back into like the gutter, and like his laser blade is snapped in half.
Yeah, and we get like a few flashbacks about how that was supposed to be his soul from the original Gavan.
It's like that bit in Attack of the Clones. Yeah, this sword is your life, Anakin.
See, what they should have done is just hide a ginger Gavan, and they wouldn't have need to mess about that. Oh, he broke my soul, whatever.
But how can you fight for justice with no soul? I think Geki kind of took the whole "this sword is your soul" thing a bit too literally. I think Retsu was just being symbolic with it, man. It's a metaphor, dude. You don't have to get so bent out of shape, you know. I mean, do they not issue space sheriffs with like spare swords?
No, you got your one. Everything else is too expensive. You lose it, it's coming out your salary for the next 600 years. At that point, Geki will look about 50, if that's how the Japanese age.
They're like Time Lords, they just regenerate.
Yeah. But yeah, that's basically what happens. Just loses it to Mad Gallant. And is that supposed to be a massive plot point? Because I haven't really watched Metal Heroes.
Well, I mean, it's a massive plot point in the film. It's because this sword's really important now. Oh crap, it's broken. Well, there goes that merchandise, because they I think a couple of months ago they released like a prop replica of the laser blade.
Yeah.
You even got like two kind of transparent hands as a stand you can pose. It's great. I want it so much.
And the following Ban scene was okay. I did like the gunplay, the stunts. They had some nice wire work.
Yeah.
They definitely pulled out all the stops for the special effects there.
Yeah, they actually look decent.
I know, it was really good, especially they were spamming finishes.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's cool stuff. I mean, I love it when a villain has their own finisher that looks kind of like what the hero does.
Oh yeah.
Because there's what was it called, Mad Galactic or something like that.
Ah, yes.
Oh, it's good. It's good. It looks good. It's fun.
Fortunately, Ban wasn't in the film for that long, though, so...
You just don't like those hot-headed Reds, do you?
No, I've been watching Tokusatsu, and I'm just sick of it now.
Well, Ban is a bit more... actually, no, you're right. He grows on you a bit in the series. Depends on if you develop Stockholm Syndrome or not.
So yes, anyway, back to what I was talking about before. We forgot about the important scene. For such an important scene, it's quite forgettable.
Or maybe we just have dementia.
Who are you? When are my relatives coming? So yeah, they find out that the bullets were actually being the blood draining, and all that police brutality will net them a massive lawsuit probably against the vampire-looking bloke.
It turns out they have a special scanny thing to clean people up. That seems weirdly mundane to have in a police station.
Well, they've got their funky tricorder / transformation device thing.
/ mobile phone.
Yeah, it does everything. It's the future. It's space. What else are they going to do? And then things get weird plot-wise.
Yeah.
Okay, so they find out that it's made out of some sort of metamorphic thing, and they somehow relate it to the material used by a nappy company.
You know, the funny thing is, the only reason they come to that conclusion is because Jasmine remembers that her daughter needs more nappies made by the same company.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, this also made of a similar sounding biomimetic material. Oh, what a coincidence. And then they think it's a lead, and what else? Why would they use a nappy company as a front for that sort of evil organization? I mean, they're collecting blood.
I think it's because the weird leech things can absorb a lot of fluids. But at the same time, though, I think that's a different principle. I think leeches drinking blood is a different principle to nappies absorbing stuff. I mean, maybe it was like a kind of a weird, you know, like a sponge, like a sea sponge thing. Maybe it was more like that as an animal rather than a leech.
Then why didn't they make female hygiene products? They could have done it without arousing suspicion. Just get a couple of vampire tea bags and you're done.
No, it would have been a better option if you ask me, or maybe do more than just nappies, you know.
Why is there a bent nappy company? I mean, you know how you get kids' movies where it's an evil organization making out evil toys or something? Fine,
no.
Just an evil nappy company that makes leech bullets.
Wasn't that one of the Halloween movies, like Halloween 3 or something?
Yeah, and that was all because of druids.
Yeah.
That movie was freaky.
It was bad too.
I wonder what the rules are for streaming. We could do some horrible commentary / god-awful riff.
Well, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Watch this space.
Yeah, watch this space, listen to the space, or just think, oh, maybe they should talk in movies. And so they then rush to the nappy company, then just barge into the CEO's office, and the nappies are horrible. They're made out of what looks like mylar, just like shiny plasticky tinfoil. You make emergency blankets out of that. You keep that on a baby, it's gonna cook. Maybe that was their plan all along. They planned to just burn babies.
I mean, they are pretty damn evil.
Yeah. But no, it's just collecting blood to power some sort of robot.
And then they decided to, I don't know, make some profit on the side by selling the same kind of thing for babies. That seems weirdly mundane.
Well, that's Japanese capitalism for you.
But yeah, I mean, after that, the CEO, Lars, is all like, yeah, psst, you gotta help me. Don't tell my secretary, but she's an evil bitch. She's been sent to spy on me. And then he bloody body checks her. After acting all sneaky beaky like, just to make sure she doesn't overhear him. Then he rushes her and then runs out. Like,
she comes over suspicious, like, okay, what are you saying? And he just knocks her over.
I mean, if you were going to do that, my dude, what was the point of being all, whispery and hush-hush about it, You could have done that, dragged them out, and while you were running, explain things,
He is Mr. Violence. And so then they run down into the depths of the facility and are like, here's where we make the evil bullets, and here's where we make the diapers, and don't get them crossed over.
Ninja boobs.
Here's an evil yeah. Oh yeah, the secretary reveals herself to be the evil boob lady during that chick fight.
Boy.
Why do they always have those sort of things? I mean, was she based on a character in Gavan, do you know?
Oh, she was based on a character in one of there was like Space Ninjas in one of I think it was one of the previous Space Sheriff things. Maybe it was Shadow. I don't know. I haven't seen much of Metal Heroes. I've seen some of Gavan, and it's good.
It's just here they have a booby ninja. Good.
I don't know. You complaining? I'm not complaining.
Then there's some fight with the Sentai and.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was okay, but it was out of the suits though. So.
Yeah, this weird kind of field around the factory that said, no, you can't transform here, love.
Yeah.
None of that.
Then Pink gets injured, and Green gets annoyed at Gavan because he was off chasing what he thought was a voice.
Yeah, Cronin singing that weird kind of advertising jingle.
Cronin, the weird bullet dude. It was a really nice design. Shame it wasn't used that much.
Well, it'd probably come back for the sequel.
Woo! Hopefully. I mean, considering how Toei treat their budget, it's going to have to come back in a sequel. For the past couple of Sentai seasons, they've been really sparing on everything.
Yeah.
Hell, it's true with Kamen Rider.
Well, you got to save budget somehow.
Save money, less monsters, more human drama.
Humans are the real monsters.
And then after that scenario, we then find that Gavan, who'd used some sort of fake document to get the Dekarangers to join him. For all the things you can go down for, forgery, just...
But it wasn't just forgery. He also, it was mainly forgery.
Partly jaywalking.
This isn't America.
Oh, I love how that's illegal.
Weird. Actually, have you heard what the state of crime is like in Japan?
What?
There's so little crime that the police are making stuff up to keep occupied. Like 15 police officers were watching this convertible with a crate of beer in it just because they had to do something.
I can just imagine them cracking that open and doing it King of the Hill style, just watching the city go by.
Yep.
Hi.
Mm-hmm.
Hi. Domo.
So. Oh, then Geki gets thrown in the brig, just taken to space jail on planet Bird.
Yeah, why is it called Bird?
You know what's weird? The Japanese cannot name planets. I mean, there's this episode of Captain Harlock, and someone gets injured, and he's like, "Well, looks like she needs some rest. I know, just the place to take her." I mean, then snap to an establishing shot, Planet Rest.
Well, the Japanese have a very straightforward way of naming things. It's Planet Bird. People here turn into birds. It would have made things a lot clearer if the Japanese wrote Star Trek. Oh, look, it's Planet Kill Monster. It's Planet Sludge Thing. It's Planet Dead Red Shirt.
That's 90% of planets in the Alpha and Beta Quadrant, then.
Yeah, except for Riser. We don't talk about Riser.
Planet Weird Kinky Stuff.
That's just Japan. They probably have VR Jamaha on by now.
I suppose they don't have holosuites with those.
One day. I think a VR porn convention in Japan had to close because too many people came. Right.
So it gets thrown in, and Boss Lady comes by and plays the pronoun game like, well, I guess he was wrong about you, and Geki's a dense idiot and doesn't understand what she's talking about.
Well, yeah, he literally interpreted a lot of things. And then Boss Lady sees original Gavan, fangirls over him.
It's a bit like a Ganguro in this movie, don't you think? You got that tan, got the bleached hair.
It's just the thing with elderly people, they get tan, and I swear he had to dye his hair.
He retired to Space Florida.
Yes. Yeah, he's been fighting space alligators ever since.
No, he's been fighting his nemesis, Space Florida Man.
Last time he had to chase Space Florida Man while he was naked through a supermarket, covered in ice cream.
After that, he was tracking him down for the murder of his imaginary friend.
See, I'd love to have a Metal Heroes parody series for this. Actually, thinking about it, because the CEO Lars, he's a pretty violent guy. He might be Space Florida Man. We'll talk more about that later, but remember, he just body-checked his secretary.
Well, I mean, she was a boob ninja, you can't be too careful about that lot.
And then there was a scene where she broke back in, and
then the Dekaranger split up to do their own investigation. Was it Blue and Green went to the headquarters of the nappy place to look for clues.
Yeah, and they found a funky device as well.
Oh yeah, the this little mouth faceplate thing you shove on your face, and
yeah, and they're not sure what the hell it is, but then they realise, oh wait, it's Mad Gallant's armour. Oh, that's funky. Why is that stored in there?
Yeah, it was what was it? It was Jasmine and Swan looking at that.
And while that's happening, there's a scene where the Dekarangers are investigating the office, and they find mud, and they use their magical tricorder to tell that mud is from the same mud that they used when the sword was broken.
Man, I mean, there's no way mud would get on a floor.
And they think, hey, what if that was Mad Gallant?
You know what, they make a lot of assumptions about Lars being Mad Gallant. I mean, he said he never met Mad Gallant, but, I mean, there's no reason he couldn't have been in that office while he was...
How do you meet yourself?
Oh...
It's a very, very strange film. It's got a lot of cliches, but it just brushes past all of them. It only lightly touches them.
Well, yeah, they're cliches, but, I mean, they're done fun. It's
oh,
fun.
Yeah. And then there's a scene with Boob Ninja breaking in, rescuing Lars, handing him the transformation device, and it's revealed, he is indeed Mad Gallant.
Oh, we never saw that coming, did we?
It's a crap plot point, and it was revealed that he gave her that, so were they supposed to be sneaking in?
I think so.
I don't know, because what would they gain?
No idea.
Then there's this fight scene where they escape together, and then, is it Pink who arrests Boob Ninja?
Oh no, it's Yellow.
It's Yellow who arrests Boob Ninja. Yeah, cuffs her, and then she simply responds by slicing off her hand.
That follows.
It's just, there's not even a delay. It's like, oh, got your cuff now, you're under arrest. She just slashes off her hand.
And Jasmine is just messed up. She's just... What?
She takes the hand with her as well.
Yeah, well, you're not going to leave that behind, are you?
Yeah, God, it was a really weird one. And so that But why? Just why? Why slice off your hand?
You got to escape somehow.
And in a later scene, she just reattaches it with ninja techniques.
Well, it's better than the assassin lady in John Wick who dislocates her thumbs to get out of handcuffs.
Oh yeah, well that makes more sense than slicing off your hand.
Yeah, but I mean, she knew she could reattach it with ninja magic, you know? I mean...
You can relocate thumbs, not needing ninja magic.
Exactly.
Just pop those back in.
You're proving my point.
Oh yeah, true. Maybe she couldn't do it. You know how hard it is? Well, if you can reattach a limb with ninja magic within seconds, why would you have to go through the painful ordeal of dislocating your thumb?
Yeah, but ninja magic.
Yeah, true. Maybe she learned it from the Blue Ninja.
Yeah, after that, they soundly thrash the Dekarangers. Even Deca Break and Deca Master, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love Deca Master's thing there. Oh, God. Doggy is the best ranger.
And Hell's Watchdog is one hell of a title to have.
Yes. And it was just the typical fight scene that showed that, ha ha ha, you are weak and unable to defeat this villain. And there was a lot of posing and general stuff.
Typical Sentai fare, wouldn't you say, Rex?
Oh, it's been a while since I've said that. It's been about, 8 episodes?
Almost, yeah.
Yeah, that many cold turkey without saying, but yes, it is standard Sentai fare. It just feels like a longer episode.
Yeah, I mean, in some cases that's bad, like Star Trek Insurrection. Some cases pretty good with Space Squad. So after that, they've kind of regrouped in the boardroom to kind of lick their wounds. In Doggy's case, almost literally. And Umeko kind of beams down and hobbles in with a crutch and clarifies that Gavan didn't abandon her to chase his revenge as Green thought he had, and he's actually a decent bloke because she's the one who told him, no, yeah, off you pop. I'm going to take care of Boob Ninja. And she gets shivved by Lars.
Yeah, it's odd that she waited until she was properly in a cast and able to grab a crutch, rather than just calling them up and saying, oh no, he's innocent.
I think she was unconscious until that point.
Well, you don't just wake up, grab a crutch and get going.
No, you wake up and grab a brush and put a little makeup.
You win this time.
Thank you. But yeah, once she clarifies that stuff, they nip over to Planet Bird because she just stops skipping to jump away from Earth, I guess.
Yeah.
And they all break Geki out. Ban turns up and they all kind of gel together as a team.
Just feels a bit forced, but yeah, it's just typical fare. And yeah, for some reason Geki's face is still covered in blood and stuff. It's like, dude, wash it off. Surely there's a sink in the jail cell. Bubba isn't going to do anything to you yet. You still have a chance. Luckily, they got him out before showers. So they bust him out by shooting open the lock, and that would just grant themselves some jail time, wouldn't it? Like the whole team are just like, yeah, we're going to go to jail now for breaking you out.
Well, I think in shows like this, when you're a cop, you kind of earn yourself kind of leeway credit with all the badass stuff you do. It's the only way to explain it. I mean, Geki has been doing this stuff since like day one in his movies. So
yeah, and so then one of the Dekarangers says some Open Sesame related door line, and then Geki realizes that singing the Nappy song is how you summon the portal.
Yeah, because when he hears Crow and hears him singing the jingle thing, he's like, well, that's a bit of a weird thing to do. What's going on with this? It kind of puts two and two together, has like a little Sherlock moment, and he doesn't have to do a handstand unlike Deca Green does.
Yeah, and then in another scene we find that Shelley has in fact been kidnapped and her life force is being used to power a giant robot.
Yeah, you gotta put two and two together from what Boob Ninja said, like about Shelley's magnificent power of turning into a budgie.
Super burb power.
And they realise, oh, she's not dead, she's just being horribly tortured. Oh, that's much better. She's just being traumatized beyond belief.
Oh, seriously, Lars is a nutter.
Oh man, the absolute mad gallant.
For a long, painful scene, you just see him punching the crap out of her while blood is rushing out of her body somehow. Just repeatedly wailing on her chest, face. It's like, what?
I mean, he looks like the happiest guy alive. All his Christmases came at once.
Yeah, he was smiling and laughing while doing these horrible punches. She was screaming the whole time.
Ovary punch. Ovary punch.
Birthbuster.
Ovary punch.
And just why, though? They was just overkill. He was just going on a few hits, and I think at one point he was stopped by Boob Ninja.
Yeah,
even
she's
like,
a bit
whatever.
like, whoa, hold up there, boy. They're going a bit too far. This is a bit weird.
Yeah, I swear I was using it as punctuation. And so, punch, punch. This is why we punch, punch. Why? You're just using her as a punching bag while making blood sacrifices to Satan Goth.
Are we sure these guys on the American Democratic Party?
Yeah, I get the feeling, yes, because they pray to Baphomet. It's completely different, and Baphomet isn't a giant robot, as far as I know.
Well, you say that, but they do pray to a giant owl thing. Maybe that's hiding a giant robot.
You're listening to the Tinfoil Power Armor podcast.
They're putting crap in the water that turns the frogs gay.
We should do a spin-off conspiracy podcast. We can do like cryptozoology stuff and just...
Well, a lot of the monsters in Kyuranger do seem to be based off of cryptids. You know, you got the Death Worm thing, the Mongolian Death Worm, you got the Flatwoods monsters, grey aliens.
That means the Illuminati have made Kyuranger. They did the thrusting. They're corrupting the Japanese children.
We need Japanese Alex Jones.
Damn right we do.
So after kind of regrouping and nipping over back to Earth, Gavan explains the hunch he has about, you know, the whole open sesame thing. So while his partner is being brutally beaten, he sings this jingle about nappies to open up a space sphincter.
Does the dance as well.
Yeah, even Band's confused about that.
It was very strange. Still, I like the little breaks for jokes in there.
Yeah.
Although they're very, very far between.
Well, it's got a bit of a more mature thing going on. Like it's a space cop thing first, and Toku thing second. It feels like at times. Yeah, so they hop through the space sphincter and find out that Shelley's in a bit of a state.
Yeah, surprised that she wasn't covered in bruises by then. That would have been a bit too dark.
Yeah, she's looks surprisingly okay for someone who's been pounded. It's like that Facebook post thing, you know. I told Lars to beat up a defenseless woman. He actually did it. The absolute mad gallant.
There we are. The memes have reached its apex. It's become both violent and Toku related.
So yeah, the Rangers and Gavan pop in and are all like, "What are you doing? Stop it. That's a bad thing to do." And then they kind of monologue a bit about teamwork and you can't beat up a person like that. That's bad.
And Gavin was like, "You can't do that, she's mine. If anyone's going to do that, it's me. I had good knuckle dusters for this."
But yeah, they all transform. They do the whole kind of, you know. So yeah, like it takes like, I don't know, like a millionth of a picosecond, and let's slow it down. It's pretty rad.
Yeah, and they do the same thing for Dekaranger, which is really nice because they show it's like, here's the final transformation, we're going to have a satisfying fight. And actually, it's 500 milliseconds, that's half a second. In physical terms, like in terms of actual physics, that's a long time.
You're a nerd.
Does the Pope go in the woods? Of course I am.
But yeah, so it's nice that they have the whole kind of climactic transformation thing. You know, got the whole sequence. It's cool, and they
good special effects as well. Updated it with modern things. It's good.
Yeah. So yeah, the Dekarangers take Cronin, the big old gunman, and Gavan takes Gallant, and then they do this thing where like they jump through the space sphincter and they go to different places on Earth, and then they start fighting there.
Well, at least they finally justified what all the Toei sets are for. Oh, it's evil space.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, that is Toei in a nutshell.
And so there's this long, protracted fight with Mad Gallant, and it was okay, but it's mostly punching. Because, hey, he's got no sword.
Yeah, they go to the underpass thing, and then Retsu turns up, and he's all like, Oi, blood, you lost your sword, mate.
Ah, yes, and so the original Gavan shows up in his armor, and just... depowers, and it's old guy, and he hands him his sword, and it's good.
Got your present there, boy.
And he's like, whoa, this is heavy. And that's quite a touching scene, really.
Whoa, Doc, this is heavy.
And I always like seeing the legacy characters, the old ones, joining in.
Yeah. I like how they kept Gavan's suit the same, like he's still got the little coloured lights on the chest.
Yeah.
Like they updated it a bit, redesigned it a bit with Type G, the new Gavan, where it's all a bit more kind of blue.
You only saw it for a few seconds, though, so it's not much of a problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's great because he takes out the mooks, just untransforms, great.
Okay, and so, yeah, during that scene, he ends up fighting Mad Gallant with this new sword, while old Gavan is facing a bunch of mooks, and they actually look like decent mooks.
Oh, yeah, these guys look like they're actual professionals at their job. They're not like these weird spandex gimps. These guys are actually wearing combat, tactical stuff.
Like actual mercenaries.
And they've got a mixture of aliens and what appears to be humans there as well. It's cool. It's a little detail that they don't often do, and it's nice when they do it because it makes them look like they're actually facing a practical, almost realistic threat.
Yeah, and the sight of an old guy kicking all of their asses is really satisfying. The stunts are really well done. It's just a good fight sequence.
Yeah, dude's in his 60s now. He's doing pretty well, I think.
And then the Sentai are also in another place, fighting Cronin and just chasing him with guns while he's running away.
Yeah, because they're in their SWAT gear. I love that stuff. Like, the little police lights on the helmets and the because those kind of pop out. And you got like the little antenna with the head thing. They got
except for Red.
Oh yeah, because he's got like this fire squad thing going on.
But it's also a good scene. It's just a shame they didn't have them chasing him with some GoPro footage from the gun or over the shoulder.
They are using different cameras. You can tell by the way they move and the way it's held. It's a smaller camera. I think they made...
Oh, yeah.
Like you said, I really wish they'd do like a hardcore Hemi thing, because they've got those big old heavy guns. You could probably mount a GoPro on the end of that, do like a POV shot. I'd love that.
They did a couple of first-person shots, but it was just to show that they're looking around.
Yeah.
And then that fight wasn't really that satisfying because they just cornered him and did their funky finisher.
I know, I found it really satisfying because they do this whole kind of, roll call thing.
Oh, yes, and then the theme kicks in.
Yeah,
that was nice.
Like the theme for the SWAT thing. It's great.
I can't remember the actual fight. I just remember the roll call and the music. And that's all that you really need with a Sentai.
That's the only thing anyone ever remembers from the episodes, just the stock footage they recycle.
Good thing, because no one needs to remember the name of the stunt actor who died.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace is, in some cases.
Ooh. Yeah, so they take care of Cronin. Wait, do they kill him or not?
I don't know. Death is strange in Toku.
Oh yeah, I mean they can always bring him back with Satan. The Dekarangers take care of business, and then we cut back to Gavan and Matt Gallant doing their thing, and it's kind of revealed in like a voiceover thing, kind of flashing back to what the original Gavan said was, well, this saw was made on the planet that Juspion came from, so that makes it easier to kill him.
Somehow.
See, it was made from metal from the planet Juspion was from, because Juspion killed Matt Gallant to begin with. It's a whole thing. So then it's like, whoa, I can kill him even harder with this. So it does his Gavan dynamic thing, but it's not hyperdynamic, it's like cosmic dynamic.
Oh yeah, it does a few more slashes.
So instead of like 2 slashes that fuse together, it's like 5 or 4 or something like that.
It was good stuff.
Somehow Lars survives that. I mean, the suit is wrecked, but Lars is still alive.
Yeah, I think he was channeling Mad Gallant's spirit at the time when he wore
the suit.
It's a weird
thing. Like he creates it from like Mad Gallant's essence, and they kind of fuse when the suit's on.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Lars isn't taken over, Mr. Hyde style. Like he's an asshole from start to finish.
Deep Space Nine Trill thing.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, now I want to see Jadzia with like a battle armor thing on, just punching someone.
Okay, now I wish DS9 had an even bigger budget.
Oh, we do see her like clone armor a couple of times, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Oh, God. See, I just wish... Why don't we have a Deep Space Nine follow-up movie?
How do you do that? How would you do that? Because
Cisco's still being Space Jesus.
I do wish they hadn't done that.
Yeah, it was a bit of a weird arc.
It feels like something they meant to do differently, and now they kind of have that millstone around their neck, and they kind of have to keep doing it occasionally.
The problem is they wrapped everything up fine. How about a spin-off sitcom with O'Brien and Bashir?
Yes! Oh man, most of the jokes will be about O'Brien's PTSD, though. Like Bashir kind of jumps at him from behind a door, and then O'Brien just kind of ends up rocking in a corner. And
wears a mask. Look, I'm your dead cellmate. Ah!
It takes Keiko like 15 hours to get him to come back to reality.
Directed by David Lynch.
Where do we get up to in our plot synopsis? It's,
right to the... nearly at the end.
Yeah. So Lars is still alive. He kind of stumbles through a space sphincter back to Satan Goth,
who conveniently spawns as soon as they rescue Shelley. So it's like, okay, she's still alive, but giant robot dude is still being big and...
kind of crushes Lars because, hey, screw you for resurrecting me.
Yeah, just karma.
They kind of rise out of the ruins of the nappy
building
company. All right, so let me. I just want to impress what's happening here. So an ancient cult with 12 apostles, space Mormons, resurrect a robot called Satan Goth that rises from the ashes of a nappy company. After being resurrected with the blood of a budgie shape-shifting woman. Irax, do you reckon they've gone a bit too overboard on this?
No, I think it was just Tom Cruise's recollection of Scientology.
See, I mean, that's what we're up to, basically. You got Satan Goth. Satan Goth. Man, that sounds like some kind of weird subgenre of subculture of goths.
It's not a phase, Mum. I'm Satan Goth. I'm like even more goth, and I occasionally sacrifice a puppy. And then we were really looking forward to a massive mech fight scene with a big giant bloke, but...
No, just some giant mech gun and boom.
Yeah, the Dekarangers are like, how can we fight him in our dude? And then...
It's too big.
Ban's just like, here, look, we've got some upgrades. Summons the mech, turns into a giant gun and just blows him up. Where's the fun in that?
I mean, to be fair, there is a giant gun. That is kind of cool.
Maybe they used up all the budget.
Probably. It is mildly disappointing. Anticlimactic is the best way to put it. So after that, the Dekarangers are celebrating. Shelley has severe PTSD and is in denial about it. They all kind of go their separate ways, and Gavan's back in the office, and his boss looks like she's about to chew him out and fire him. Turns out, no, it was all a ruse. It was all a ruse. Ban had come up with the idea. I don't know why they had to go about it in such a roundabout way, but hey, at least he's not getting fired.
Yeah, she's a weird boss.
But then he finds out that he's being put in charge of a new project called the Space Squad. Yeah, it's sequel bait, but hey, I'm down to climb with that.
Oh yeah, then we had footage of all the other Metal Heroes characters and the old space-related Sentai.
So yeah, they set up the Space Squad's cinematic universe, I guess. But then they show footage of a bunch of heroes, and there are too many to kind of list off the top of my head, so let's get a list and read them off.
Got the ones from Denzi Man, Flash Man.
But not all of them, so that'd be too much. You got Denzi Blue, Denzi Green, Yellow Flash, Pink Flash, 5 Red, 5 Blue, 5 Black, 5 Pink, 5 Yellow.
It's most of them from 5 Man, actually.
Blimey. Mega Red, Mega Silver, Ginga Red, Black Knight. Then we got a bunch of metal heroes. You got Sharavan, Shida, Juspian, Jiraiya, Jiban, Draft Redder, Jan Person, Sho, Blue Beat, and B-Fighter Kabuto.
The Beetleborgs.
Big bad Beetleborgs. Unfortunately, none of those were from made into VR tubers. Unfortunately,
no. I don't quite know why one of them is called Jan Person. That just looks like someone in Eastern Europe made up a placeholder name, like Jan for John, and then Person as the surname. My name is John Person.
I know. I think he was like an android. So I haven't seen it. I think he was just in a movie. I've got a gif of him actually. He kind of takes his hand. Oh, he launches his hand and he punches someone's head off or something like that. I don't know how many of these things have been subbed. I've seen a bit of Gavan, but that's about it. I need more metal heroes in me.
Go John Person.
Metal heroes have been sadly neglected, I think, by the subbing community to a degree. I mean, some of them have been subbed. I think the 90s Hakaider movie got subbed by some official thing.
Metal Heroes was just there to bridge the gap between Showa Rider and Heisei Rider.
That's a shame.
They needed something, and so they decided to be like, hey, let's make this thing that gets increasingly more serious. Let's end it with chibi-ish characters. Things. Yeah, and X-Aid's doing the same thing.
So yeah, I mean, that's basically how it ends. Like, I think got like an after-credits scene with back at the wedding. And Decky Green's IBS ruins the whole thing, and Umeko just tried to pop a cap in his ass.
He runs to the toilet and she starts pulling out a gun and firing at him at the wedding.
May as well start as you mean to go on.
I mean, they're already in trouble for breaking into a jail cell.
I think that'll be kind of allowed because it was all Ban's idea.
But still, opening fire at a wedding is everyone's Space Florida Man.
So like we said earlier, it is a pretty cliched movie. I mean, you got the whole scene at the beginning with, damn it, Gavan, you're a loose cannon, but damn it, you get results.
Surprised he didn't get some sort of spunky young partner.
Oh, yeah, she's called Shelley.
Oh, yeah, and she was getting the everything beaten out of her by Space Florida Man.
Yeah, so it's you got the cliche, you got all the cliches like a cop thing, You got these people who have to work together but don't like it, and then they become firm allies by the end of it, that kind of thing. It's fun. Like, I mean, we said before, it's cliched, but it's fun with it, so you don't really have time to think, hang on a tick.
Yeah.
We've seen this in like 15 other movies.
It brushes over the cliches, but there's enough of them for the plot to be tied together. They're just like, oh, this is the mud from there. They don't really point it out, so I think they just go for it as is. They just tend to wing it. Yeah,
the cliches kind of serve to keep the plot moving rather than just being a crutch that it relies on. It's more of a it's not something that holds it down. It's something that just kind of propels it forward. Like, yeah, we got cliches, but hey, cool fight scene coming up in
You're
like a minute.
You're not here for compelling drama. You're here for men in spandex and metal-y suits.
Yeah,
getting at each other with swords and explosions.
The character's compelling. The story is fine. You got good action. It all comes together to make a good movie,
It's ultimately quite a satisfying one. I mean, as far as the other Gavan movies have gone, it's good. Yeah, I mean, I'm done. I've seen a bunch of I've seen all the new Gavan stuff. I like him. Geki's a pretty good character. He's fun. Just give me more space stuff. They also reference the Akiba Rangers. It's neat. It's nice to know that someone at Toei remembers the Akiba Rangers. Yeah, when Ban's talking to Boss Lady, he's like, hey, can I bring my old squad in to help? Oh, you mean the Akiba Rangers? He's like, wait, what? Pain is power! God, that was such a good reference. Yeah. I'm so glad that they keep referencing the Akiba Rangers. Akiba Rangers 10 years after when? I know, I'd love a special. As in, it doesn't even need to make sense. It's not like Akiba Ranger made sense to begin with. Yeah. Just give us something. We need a bit of self-awareness every now and then so that the creative team can vent. Yeah. Just give it to us now. We want more Akiba Ranger. We love the parodies. It's fun. I love it. Just lay it on me. I want one like that for Kamen Rider, Well, they tend to vent through the net movies, don't they? they do it before the movies, and so I guess Sentai has to do it with Akiba Ranger.
And my favourites are the ones from Superhero Wars Z. It's the ones where they have all the police come in and people come to them for with problems, and like one of them is they do like a weird tie yellow ribbon thing with Stronger and Tackle. Like I can't remember who comes in with the issue, but they've noticed like a mattress, not like a duvet that's been hung out to dry. It's been there for like 5 days. So they're all kind of theorizing about what happened, and like the main theory is that Stronger found out that Tackle had been writing to an old boyfriend who turns out to be Baltan, and ends up going on a bender and accidentally killing General Shadow and a bunch of mooks. And because it wasn't in an episode, it was a crime. So he was sent to prison for like 8 years, and he comes back. And like they do a whole, tie yellow ribbon thing. It turns out that Tackle actually got busy with Baltan in those intervening years.
I'm sorry, what the hell is that? That's a net movie.
Actual alien Baltan from Ultraman. He does a laugh and everything.
That is the most Japanese thing I've heard today. Just incredibly Japanese. That was insane.
I love it.
This is why you can't make a Akiba Ranger style series. It's just going to be like net movies. It's the only way.
Well, that was a crossover with Super Sentai as well. Like you had Ban from Dekaranger in there. Then you had a couple of the Space Sheriffs on there. You got what's her face, the lady from Wizard too.
Oh yeah,
she was in there as well.
Wait, which lady from Wizard?
The police lady from Wizard.
Oh, one of the few good characters.
Yeah,
she was a decent character for the first couple of episodes, but yeah.
But then they had like an alternate one, like they were in pairs, and like one of them was with like who did Amy wake up? Well, why did Amy wake up with such and such? Like Amy from the Kyoryujas, and then she'd wake up in bed next to another hero, and they'd be like, oh, why is she in bed with him? Turns out that Amy is a huge slut.
This is a kid's show, right?
Yeah.
What the hell, Japan? So, Japanese insanity aside, Ranger Pants, what do you think about Space Squad?
It's good.
It's good.
Yeah, I like it. It's great. Ban's actor has actually referred to it as Japan's Avengers, so I am down to clown till I'm dead in the ground.
Personally, I wasn't too fond of it as a movie. I've seen some better Kamen Rider ones, but I'm glad with it being the first stone of the whole Avengers thing.
How does it feel to have bad taste?
It feels pretty damn great.
Yeah, I think it's great. Rex thinks it's meh. You know who to lynch.
Not meh, it's good. It's just not fabulous.
Oh, you can't take it back now. It's on the record.
No, it's on the internet now.
Yeah, just like my nudes. I'm sorry, what?
That's right, much like Ranger's nudes. Everything I say is now on the internet. Stored forever. I thought it was meh. Not great, but it was okay. It was okay, surely. I did admire the special effects. The plot was just laughable. I don't know why Lars was so happy for punching a lady in the gut when it was absolutely unnecessary.
He has issues, bless him.
He's weird. Again, this is a kids' movie.
I don't think it was strictly.
I know, but kids watch this.
Oh yeah, kids love the love Denzi Man, don't they? They love Flash Man.
Well, it was more like a nod to past things.
I know. I think these movies are more for like an older audience, given all the blood that was coming out of Shelley's mouth.
Seriously, just why?
I mean, that wasn't just like the single trickle of blood that's kind of painted on when someone gets.
She was spitting out stuff from capsules.
Yeah, this is actual blood coming out of her mouth.
Internal hemorrhaging.
I mean, like Gavan had that at the beginning as well. It looks like he had really bad gingivitis.
Bloody hell! It's just weird. That part was just a bit too excessive, in my opinion, for the ending.
It crossed the line for me and then went so far over the line it became funny.
It was just so comically bizarre because he was just doing this over and over again.
Like to begin with, you're thinking, oh boy, he's really going to town on that woman, right?
Sort of torture scene. No,
and then because of how progressively more into it he gets, you just can't help but find it funny.
There's no real response. He doesn't pause to breathe. It's like just using one of those comically small punching bags. So all in all, watch it if you like Dekaranger and Gavan. I haven't seen either. Thought it was okay-ish.
Actually, I recommend people watch it in general because this could kind of mark a milestone in Toku crossover-y stuff.
What, they run out of original content, so they have to use everything as a crossover.
It is 2017 after all.
Oh, I wonder if they'd ever bring back another Metal Heroes series.
Oh, you mean those ones that were so popular? Yes, everyone loves...
that guy in Silverface. And...
Yeah.
No, if they try it again, because maybe if Kamen Rider isn't as successful, they might have another hiatus.
Actually, no, come on. Kamen Rider's on top of the world at the moment. I mean, they won that award for the toy thing. It's getting really good ratings.
Well, I'm just hoping that Build's Crank sells well.
Crank it real good. I hope this kind of set a milestone in terms of Toku crossovers with Toei, because... it's not like everyone ever like the superhero wars movies. It's people who are relevant, and then it's foreshadowing for future movies. Other people who are relevant to the genre, people who dealt with aliens, that kind of thing. People who are aliens.
Did combine the two well enough as well, as in it had the Dekarangers as their own entity, and all the Space Sheriffs as sort of like agents still working for the law as their own standalone thing.
Yeah, it's two different organizations who kind of collaborate on investigations, like local law enforcement working with FBI agents, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and it was very well done. I admit it, that was a very good crossover. If you take a person who hasn't even heard of the different shows, they'd assumed it's all from the same show.
Yeah, and you know what's great?
What?
The Q Rangers didn't turn up at the end.
Oh yeah, that was such a relief. We didn't hear "You're lucky."
Because I hate it when they do that. Like you'll have a crossover movie, and then next Ranger team will come in like, "Hey guys, we've got toys to buy.
We're here. We're a Sentai." God, I'm sort of glad that Q Ranger is off for another couple of weeks because golf. I just need a break from Lucky.
Is it even? Why is it off? I mean, it was golf the first time. What is it this time?
Super golf.
Space golf.
Maybe it's that golf that was described in King of the Hill, going between buildings with a ball of rice.
Oh man. So yeah, I mean that pretty much wraps up what we think of it. It's good. Meh if you're wrecked and you have bad taste.
Yeah. But what do you think of it? We want your opinion. We want to know if we match the consensus or if we're the standalone rogues. If you have an opinion, you can message us on Facebook, on Twitter, you can comment on YouTube, you can also comment on our SoundCloud, and we're just accessible from all sides. Leave us a comment, just let us know what's happening.
Just don't ask us to check out your mixtape.
Don't ask for Rangers nudes. I still have yet to find them. And we'd also like to remind you that this is sponsored by TokuToyStore.com. Buy toys, they're good. They're actually really good. They're still taking orders, and I think they've got the whole collection from, is it Chronicle? Yeah, they've got a bunch of X8 stuff in.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Snap that up pretty well.
Yeah, do it. Buy it.
Do it. Consume.
Rub it all over yourself.
I'm not sure how you can rub gashats over yourself.
You can try.
You can try, definitely. Ooh, I know, you can use it to spread, like, jam on your toast. You dip the gashat in the jam.
These are very multi-purpose tools.
If you want an expensive Japanese jam spreader, go check it out, Toku Toy Store.
Do it.
So anyway, this is Rex signing off. Stay fabulous.
Keep on riding, folks.